Hi everyone, this is Sunny from Database Tech. So today I had come up with one more new session on SQL Server Database. In today's session, I will explain what is cast and convert. So cast and convert function converts a value of any type into a specified data type. Now, what does that mean? Let's understand this practically in SQL Server. For that, let's open SQL Server first. Now here, before we start, let's pull out the data from a table and how to pull the data using select query. So now let's execute this query. Select the query and click on execute. You can see we have the below output from this table name as company, in which we have columns like ID, first name, last name, salary, joining date and department. So now let's understand when to use cast and convert function. And for that, let me give you one scenario. Now suppose if we have the requirement where we need to concatenate ID and first name. So let's do this. And then I will show you how we can use cast and convert in this requirement. So what is the syntax to concatenate? Select ID plus first name from company, which is a table name. So plus sign we use here to concatenate. Now execute this query. Select the query and click on execute. In the message below we get conversion failed error. And why it is so? Because ID is having a data type of integer and first name is having a data type of char. And when we try to concatenate these two columns with different data type, we get the conversion failed error because we cannot concatenate integer with char. So to fix this, what we can do, we can use cast and convert function, because with these functions what we can do, what we can achieve, we can convert a value of any type into a specified data type, which means we can change the data type of any value. So here in this requirement, what we can do in this query, we can change the data type of this ID into char. So let's do this. So what is the syntax to use cast function? It is cast ID as char. So ID is a column name, char is the data type to which we are changing this ID column, and as is the keyword, and cast is the function. So now let's execute this query again. You can see now we were able to concatenate these two columns because now both the columns have the same data type, which is char, and that was possible with this cast function. And one thing I will add here, the cast function didn't change the data type of this column in the table. It will change the data type at runtime in this output only, in this query only. It will not change the data type in the table. So if you will check the database, in that, let's see, if you want to check the data type for the column, what you can do, go to Object Explorer, find out your database, which is organization, and then go to tables, expand that. So what's our table name? It is company. Expand that and then you will find columns. So here we have all the columns listed from this company table, and if you will check here, ID is having the same data type, which is integer, first name which is having char. So the cast function didn't change the data type in the table, in the existing table in the database. It will change the data type at runtime in this output only. So this is how cast works. Now so let's do the same with convert now. So there is not much difference. Cast and convert both work in the same way. So let's see how we can achieve the same requirement using convert. So what is the syntax to use convert function? It is select convert char it expects arguments. So we will pass arguments. The first one will be the data type, which is char, and the second is the column name. So what's the column name? It is id plus first name from company, which is a table name. Execute this, you will get the same output that we get from the cast function. So there is no much difference, both work like same, but there is syntax difference. Here the syntax it is different, and here it expects two arguments which we have passed here. Now it depends on you which function you want to use for changing the data type. So that was cast and convert. Now let's understand the difference between cast and convert. So one difference you will find out here, which is a syntax difference. And the second is, in the convert function, we can use the date formats like 100, 101, 102. So these are the formats that I will show you practically, and but for the cast we cannot have these formats, we cannot use these formats. So let's see how we can use these formats, date formats, with convert function. Now let's first fetch the data from a table. So we can use this date format for the date. So here we have the joining date column, so we'll use for this. So select, write down the query first, and then I will show you how we can use this argument for convert. Select convert varchar joining date, which is the column name for from company table, and then close this from company where id equal to 2. Now let's execute this query. So what we will get? We get some date, and this argument, this date format, we can use for date field only. So that's why I have used this date field, which is joining date. So we cannot use this for some other column, which is varchar value or some integer value. We can use this for only date fields. So now joining date is a date field. Now let's see. You can see now here what's the format here. It is Jan, then day, and then year. So it is in this format. Now if you want to change the format, like if you want it should be YY, then MM, then DD. So what we can do, we can use 102. So let's see how we can use this. Now here we will pass this in the third argument. So like this. So we have passed in the third argument, which was optional. In the convert, it expects 3 arguments. So first 2 is mandatory and third is the optional, which we can use for the date styling, date formatting. Now when we execute this query again, you can see the difference here in the output. The format will change. Now you may have seen it is year first, 2009, then 01, and then 02. So it has changed. In the same way, if you can use 103, which will change this date in some other format. And it depends on the requirement, like what format you need in your programming. So you can do accordingly. So that is the difference between cast and convert. So this is not possible with cast function. And one more thing, cast is ANSI SQL and convert is specific to SQL Server, which means cast is accepted by other programming language also, which you will find in other programming languages. But convert, it's only used in SQL Server. It is specific to SQL Server only. You will not find convert function in other programming languages. So these are the difference between cast and convert. Now let's understand try cast and try cast and try convert. So what are the difference between try cast and try convert and convert. So let's see this. Here what we can do, we will make this comment. So let's understand that difference. Now let's see, like select cast to as integer. Now when we execute this query, let's see what we will get. So we get 2, which is correct, and it is expected, like we should get 2. Now we will do the same with try cast. Select try cast to as int. Now let's see what we get from try cast. We get 2 from the try cast also. So we are getting 2 from both functions. Then what is the difference between cast and try cast? See, the difference is, now suppose, so this, as you have seen, like the database is connected with the interface. Mostly the database is connected with interface with the application. Like whatever the value we will press, we will enter in the interface in the application in the form that gets stored in the database. Now, so we have the text boxes in the interface. Now sometimes what user does, they enter some wrong date, some wrong value. In that case, now suppose if user have entered some data like, which is like this, some mistake, by mistake he is pressing some wrong date, which is not integer. Now when I execute this, what we get, conversion failed. It's not working for cast. So when this error will come on the interface in the application, the user get confused, like what kind of error is this? So it doesn't looks good. So to avoid this, to fix this, what we can do, we can use try cast. Now when we do the same with try cast, what we get? We get null, and null we can catch. So like we can catch, like if it is null, then throw, then it will not fix this issue, but we can catch this error, we can make the interface better with try cast, because if it is not integer, then it will give us null. Okay, and when it is null, we can show error accordingly as our wish. So we can show, if it is null, then show there is some wrong input. But that's not possible here in this, because we cannot catch this error, but we can catch null. So for that we can use try cast. If you are not sure like if you are not sure the what input we are providing, in that case you can use try cast to catch this exception, and then accordingly, as per your, like if you are getting null, you can define error. So that's how try cast and cast works. Both works in the same way, but with try cast we can catch the error and can define our error accordingly as our wish. So same, we use try convert. Select try convert, and then what we can do, it is char three. So when we execute this, let's see what we get. We get 3, so which is working as expected. But if it is some value like, now when we execute this again, let's see what we get. Okay, this is char, sorry, we have to use integer. Now when we execute this here, we get null. So in the try convert we get null, but if it is convert, do we still get null? No, we get conversion failed error. The same we get for cast. So this is the difference between cast, try cast, and try convert and convert. So that was it for today's session. I hope you have understood cast, convert, try-cast and try-convert and the differences between them. With this, let's wrap up the session for today. We'll come up with the next session shortly. Till then, have a nice day. Bye bye. Take care. Be healthy, be safe, and the most important, love your family. Bye bye.